There seems to be a little bit of a divide when it comes to hostilities toward John Bolton. While the majority of his old friends have decided to turn on him because of what he has uncovered about the Trump administration in his upcoming memoir, there are a few people though who have decided, no, but he's the homie and I want to defend him. First, let's start off with those who turned their backs on Bolton. Here is a clip from Fox and Friends.
The president said game over after he saw this video.
We'll be meeting President Zelensky. He and President Trump have already spoken twice. President called to congratulate President Zelensky on his election and then on his success in the parliamentary election. They were very warm and cordial calls. We're hoping that they'll be able to meet in Warsaw and have a few minutes together.
That's interesting. That completely contradicts his book, his forthcoming book.
Which is so secret, they can't publish it.
So Earhart there is trying to argue that Bolton's lying in his book. But look, I think that when people don't just go out and publicly like air dirty laundry when stuff's going on behind the scenes. So I'm inclined to believe Bolton's account of what happened, not only because I don't just trust Bolton, I don't trust him at all, but it goes along with the evidence that's been presented in the impeachment trial. Now, Brian Kilmeade, though, has a different take on Bolton, and I thought this was fascinating. Take a look.
John Bolton had a different take there. I don't like the idea of people making John Bolton out to be a liar. He sat on this couch before. He's not a liar. They have a differing of opinion, but questioning his credibility, I don't think there's.
You're saying maybe the New York Times, maybe whoever reported that read the book and got something out of it that maybe John Bolton didn't say?
I would say that, but he could answer a question, but not answer a question completely, and he could not be a liar.
What is he reading? Isn't he sharing his point of view? Why is he like reading from something? Anyway, it doesn't matter. What I love though was how Earhart responded to Kilmeade there, because Kilmeade's like, I don't really think Bolton's lying. He's not a liar. We've worked with him. We know him. I don't think he's lying. And then Ainsley's like, well, someone's lying because it can't. What's being accused, what Trump is being accused of is not true. So someone's lying. So if it's not Bolton, you're saying that it's the New York Times, right? You're saying the New York Times is no. The person that you support in the White House is the liar.
Show me one documented case of him lying. Show me 13,000 documented cases of him lying.
I mean, there's so many, right?
It's absurd. Like you can't even, that thought does not parse for the three people sitting there. In particular, in that case, the one in the blindingly pink dress. Yeah, no, just the assumption is that Donald Trump's right. When after they played the initial Bolton clip, and she said, oh, what do you know? That just directly contradicts everything he's saying. Like she considers herself a journalist. It's absurd. But also, I watched that clip with John Bolton. That doesn't directly contradict anything.
Right.
He said that they had a cordial phone call.
They did have a cordial phone call.
Yeah, it was perfect, some say. Okay, they had a cordial phone call in which he also asked for a favor. And I don't even know if that's the phone call that he's even referring to there.
That's a good point, yeah.
It's like one communication at some point in August. We know at some point in August, Donald Trump apparently told Bolton about the quid pro quo. It was an ongoing process that they'd been involved in. The fact that he didn't choose to bring it up in that Fox conversation, assuming it had even happened yet, and that's not been demonstrated, it could have been later in the month, does not in any way undercut what Bolton is saying in the book. Or alleged to be saying in the book.
So Napolitano on Fox recently said that Bolton was a conservative icon until 2 days ago, which I thought was enlightening and important to mention on a network that has apparently completely turned on Bolton. Because all Bolton needed to do was have a moment of principle, right? Which I never expect from someone like Bolton to begin with, but still, he had a moment of principle and he's like, you know what? I know this is not okay. He referred to what Trump was doing as a drug deal, according to Trump administration officials who testified in the Senate in the impeachment investigation. And so, like, that's all it takes to tell the truth for all these right-wingers to turn on you. It doesn't matter what kind of relationship you've had with them. It doesn't matter how much you agree with them on the vast majority of issues. They all agree on everything, foreign policy, how they should, rape the economy of its resources and give it all to the wealthy. They all agree on those things, right? But all it took was John Bolton to tell the truth about what Trump was doing in the White House for them to say, no, we can't do that. We can't do that. Our political careers depend on covering up for Trump. our media careers rely on it, our own self-interest rely on it. And maybe that's the reason why they're so comfortable with Trump doing something that dismantles our democracy, but helps him out with his own self-interest. Because maybe they empathize, maybe they know exactly what that's all about.
Yeah, it's true for all of them. They're all terrified, all of them. The senators and representatives are terrified that they're gonna be primaried and Trump is gonna support them. Everyone sitting on that couch are terrified that he's gonna say, no, go watch OANN. And by the way, he's gonna tell them to do that. Like he doesn't actually have any more loyalty for Ducey and Earhart and Kilmeade than he does for any of the other people he's cast by the wayside. Right. Lou Dobbs, like he just got lauded by Trump in a meeting. Like you think he's gonna be real about Trump now? No, he's terrified Trump will turn on him too. And he's right to be, Lou Dobbs, because it doesn't matter that you've been fawning over Trump for years now. He will throw you to the wolves if he feels it's in his interest. If you say anything critical of him, if you're on Fox Business, if you acknowledge that economic growth is nowhere near Trump's predictions from just a few years ago, he will throw you aside and he'll tell people to go to OANN.
Don't miss your chance to win a trip to Los Angeles and have dinner with Cenk, John, and me. Just head to tyt.com/dinnerinla to register to win. Sign up for a free Aspirations Spend and Save account. Then you just register your eligibility and swipe your Aspiration card daily on purchases to gain entries. Not only are you entering to win a trip to Los Angeles and dinner with TYT hosts, you're also not depositing your hard-earned money into fossil fuel exploration or production. As a friendly reminder, even if you already have an Aspiration account, you must still register for eligibility into the sweepstakes.